Hello friends, in this video we will see CAIIB, ABM and the module is B. See, module B is the heart of advanced bank management and it consists of most of the numerical part. So in this video we will cover the unit correlation and regression. Correlation and regression. So very first, what is a correlation? Name itself, that is the relation. Co means relation between two, correlation. So correlation means relation between two things. Correlation means relation between two things. And what is a regression now? The name of a unit is correlation and regression. Correlation means the relation between two things. And what is a regression? Regression means relation between more than two variables. Remember thing difference between correlation and regression. Correlation only relation between two things, and in case of regression relation between more than two variables or more than two things. See, now you get the main difference between correlation and regression. Now see this scatter diagram. Friends, see, in exam this scatter diagram are not that much important for your examination, but in case they want to ask for a question on this scatter diagram, how can they ask? See friends, they will either ask suppose they will either ask they will give you a graph. They will give you a graph of a diagram and they will ask the relation. What is the relation? So see here, first graph, the points are scattered like this. That means the graph is upward. That point graph is upward. That means you can say it is a positive relation between two variables because the graph is going upward, right? See here, the points are scattered downward and they are nearer to the line. That means they are about to line and the slope is downward. That time you can say it is an inverse relation or a negative relation. Now see here, third thing is important, that here you cannot draw anything or relation, right? Here, that means here you can say it is a complex relation. Here you can say it is a complex relation because you cannot draw any curve or a line, right? It is you can say complex relation or no relation here. See, next is when the points are perfect on a line, that time you can say it is a perfect positive relation. The slope is upward slope. That time R is 1. What is R? That is coefficient of correlation. That we will see in the next slide. But just remember, for perfect positive line, it is R is equal to 1. Now see here, the points are on the perfect line on downward sloping. That time you can say it is perfect negative relation. That time R is a minus 1. So see the next. If points are scattered in the curve, in the form of curve, so you can say it is a curvilinear relationship. So if IIBF want to ask question on scatter diagram, they will ask only about this. They will give a graph and you have to find the relation. Apart from that, there will be no chances of forming a question. Now see, what is a coefficient of correlation? Correlation coefficient. It is denoted by small r. See friends, next is what is a coefficient of correlation? See, it is a number. It is the number that describes the degree of relationship between two variables. Means how the two variables are related, that described by correlation coefficient. The correlation is described by its coefficient, that is r. What is the limitations of coefficient of correlation? It is applicable to only linear relationship. Very important. Correlation can be applied to only a linear relationship. It cannot be applied to other relation. So that is a one-liner question for your examination. Also you have to remember, when r is minus 1, value of r is always lies between minus 1 to plus 1. That may be a one-liner question. The possible value of r, that is correlation coefficient, is minus 1 to plus 1. Now friends, see, when r is equal to minus 1, that means this is a perfect inverse relationship. When r is equal to 1, it is a perfect direct relationship. When r is equal to 0, there is no relation, or we can say there may be a curvilinear relation may exist. curvilinear relation may exist. There are three formulas to calculate R. If you see the different videos or different books, right, they may have using a different formula to calculate the coefficient of correlation. But friends, remind my words. After seeing this video, you are not necessary to remind all the formulas. Without formula, you are going to solve the numerical. Remember my words. See, for theory purpose or for just let's look at the formula. Right, what is R? Coefficient of correlation. It is a summation of xy divided by sigma x and sigma y, or you can say delta x or delta y. Second formula is summation of x minus x bar, y minus y bar divided by under root of summation of x minus x bar whole square. In another root, same for y, summation of y minus y bar bracket square. Now another formula, R is equal to summation of xy minus summation of x into summation of y divided by n, and whole divided by under root of summation of x square minus summation of x bracket square divided by n. In another under root, summation of y square minus summation of y square upon n whole square. So this is the formula, but we will see the example. Right, we will see the example. See, this is the example given in your Macmillan book. That is solved numerical. So how to solve that numerical? See friends, they are saying calculate the coefficient correlation coefficient. This is example for your 5 marks example. That is, you may say it is a case study. Right, case study is nothing but your numerical. See friends, export is given and import is given. That means you have to remember value, you have to decide value of x and y. Here export and import is given. That means there is no dependent variable, so you can take x and y. Any value you can take as x or y. But in case of, suppose there is a relation study versus success, study hours versus success. If study hours increases, the probability that success will increase. That means what is dependent variable here is the success, so that you have to take the y. So remember, dependent variable is always y, and the variable which is not changing is your x. So here is not the case. So generally first variable you have to take as x and second variable you have to take as y. Just draw, you have to draw a table in exam. It is compulsory for you. So the values for export is given, I have taken in the x column. Values for the import is given, I have taken in the y column. The next thing you have to do, you have to square the both. So for x I have calculated the column, that is the x square. For y I have calculated the column y square. So how? 42 square is 1764, 44 square is 1936. Similarly 98 square is 9604. So for all value of x I have calculated x square. Similarly for all value of y I have calculated y square. Now we have done with the squaring. Now we have to calculate xy. How it is xy? Multiply these x and y, you will get xy. 42 into 56, you will get 2352. 44 into 59, you will get 2596. So you have to calculate all the value and draw a table in this fashion. Similarly 66 into 58, you will get 3828. So all table you have to calculate. First x is given, y is given. Calculate x square, calculate y square, and then calculate xy. Now what you have to do? You have to do using a calculator summation of all x. You have to do summation of all x. Using calculator you have to do add the all value of x, you will get 452. Add all value of y, you will get 427. Add all value of x square, you will get 31940. Or add all value of y square, you will get 26463. Add value of all xy, you will get 28469. Now summation is done. Now what you have to do? You have to take the mean. What is mean? Mean is nothing but the mathematical average. So friends, see, number of constituents is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Number of variables you can say 7. Number of constituents 7. So divided by 7. That is for the mathematical average. That is mean. Divide each summation by 7. You will get this. For this you will get this. For this you will get this. For this you will get this. And for this you will get this. So we have drawn table, calculated x square, y square, xy, summation of all and mean of all. So it is very easy. You have to just use the calculator to calculate the value of up to this. Now come to the result. How to calculate the coefficient of correlation? See friends, what is given here? See, what is the formula? How to remember the formula? In the previous slide, I have shown you a 3 formula. There are 3 formulas to calculate coefficient of correlation, but you don't have any need to remember the formula. Just look at what I am saying you. See here, what is the coefficient of correlation? It is mean of xy minus mean of x, mean of y. R is mean of xy minus mean of x into mean of y. How you can remember? See, mean xy, here is also xy and here is also xy. In the second term, you just separating them, like mean of xy minus mean x, mean y. In this fashion you remember, divided by, see, under root of, what is first under root? Mean of x square, and second minus mean of x whole square, minus mean of x whole square. Similarly for the y, under root of mean of y square, and minus mean of y whole square, You have to remember this formula. Once you remember the formula, you can solve any numerical of the correlation. Just remember the formula. Mean of xy minus mean of x into mean of y divided by under root of mean of x square minus mean of x bracket square. In the second root, that is multiplied by under root of mean of y square minus mean of y bracket square. So what is mean of xy? See here, xy mean we have calculated 4067 minus mean of x we have calculated, that is 64.57. What is mean of y? Mean of y is calculated 61. So 61. Now the numerator part is done. Now denominator part. What is the mean of x square? So x square is calculated. Mean of x square is 4562.86 minus mean of x bracket square. What is mean of x? Mean of x is 64.57 bracket square into next under root mean of y square. Mean of y square is there. Mean is 3780.42 minus mean of y bracket square. Mean of y is 61. So 61 is a square. So when you solve numerator, you will get 123.28. When you solve denominator, you will get 19.84 into 7.71. And when you solve all this term, you will get R is equal to 0.8383. That is your coefficient of correlation. So friends, very simple, very easy and crispy method this is. You have to remember. How to remember? Draw x, y given, square them, multiply them, take summation of all, take mean of all. And just remember, very simple, this formula. Only one formula you have to remember. After that you can solve any numerical. How? That I will tell you in the next example. For first, very important is calculation of coefficient of correlation. Mean of xy minus mean of x, mean of y divided by mean of x square minus mean of x bracket square. So when you read 2 times, you will automatically get remember, right? So friends, this is very easy to remember the formula. As compared to this formula, to remember these 3 formulas, that may be confusing for you. So just remember, we are calculating the mean. So in the form of mean, we can remember easily. So this is the best way to solve the correlation numerical. Now see in the next slide what they are saying in the same example. This is also a solved example of your correlation. What they are saying in the same example, find the value of y. If x is equal to 70. Now see what they are conveying here. See, we have to calculate y for x is 70. Means we have different value of x, but we don't have value of x is 70. So if we put x 70, means if import is 70, then what will be the export? That is why we have to calculate. That means we are deriving relation between 2 things. So see friends, how to calculate the y if x is given. So remember, when there is relation between 2 things, they are always in we know the relation coefficient of correlation always applicable only to the linear equation. And what is the equation of line? You have studied in your 10th. Equation of line is y is equal to a plus bx. if you have done in engineering, or you may your examiner may ask, you may draw this, examiner may draw a line and they will ask what is this. So you cannot show it is line, you have to say it is y is equal to a plus bx, right? In this fashion we have already completed our engineering. So friends, this is the equation of engineering, equation of line, sorry. So this is the equation of line. So here the value of x they have given 70. Now we have to calculate value of y. So to calculate value of y when x is given, what we need, see friends, what we need equation of line. So x is, we don't know the value of a and b. So very first we have to calculate value of a and b. So in this we are going to calculate value of b first. So calculating the value of b, you have to remember, what is you have to remember, see, b is covariance of xy upon sigma x square. Very important, this formula you have to remember, there is no option, only one or two formula hardly you have to remember. Value of b is covariance of xy upon sigma x square. Now what is the covariance of x and y? What is the covariance of xy? See, covariance of xy is mean of xy minus mean of x into mean of y. See, in the last example we have already calculated the covariance, but we are not aware that we are calculating the covariance. The upper part, while calculating the coefficient of correlation, the upper numerator part is your covariance. So friends, covariance we have already calculated, that is mean of xy minus mean of x into mean of y. It is 128.23. see here, we have already calculated, that is numerator part 128.23. so covariance we have already calculated. Now we have to find sigma square x. So what is sigma square x? That is the standard deviation of x square. What is it? It is the, see, mean of x square minus mean of x bracket square. That is also we have calculated. See friends, here mean of x square minus mean of x bracket square. So when you put value, you will get 393.58. See here, square of 1984. When you solve the first under root of denominator, that is mean of x square minus mean of x bracket square, that is you will get 393.58, right? From the table you can take the value for mean of x square and mean of x bracket square. So you have calculated the standard deviation error for the x square. So sigma x square we have calculated. Now what is b? Covariance of xy upon sigma x square. So what is covariance? We have already calculated 128.23 divided by sigma x square, that is 393.58. So b we have calculated 0.3258. Now the time is to calculate a. Always remember, first calculate b, then secondly you have to calculate a, because there are two variables a and b you have to calculate. So there are the not variable, you can say there is constant value for a and b. X and y are variables. So for a the definition is y bar minus bx bar. That you have to also remember. The values for a and b formula you have to remember. For a it is a y bar minus b into x bar. The y bar is we have already calculated. See here, y bar is a 61. See here, y bar is a 61. So y bar minus b, that is we calculated b, and x bar it is the also we have calculated. See here, value of x bar is 64.57. So put the value, you will get value of a as a 39.96. Now when we have calculated value of a and b, the rest thing is very simple. Put the values in the equation of line. Y is equal to a plus bx. A we have calculated, b we have calculated, and x they have given as a 70. For x 70 we have to calculate y. So when you solve, you will get y is equal to 62.77. That is your answer. That means when you do import of 70, that is export of 70, x is your export. Export of 70, you will get y, that is import 62.77. That is relation between export and import. Similarly, once you calculate value of a and b, you can put any value of x. For export, you can calculate for import, right? Similarly, you can put any value of x and calculate y once you get value of a and b, right? So friends, this is the example we have studied, which is given in your Macmillan book, and they have solved using the formulas, but you have to remember the simple formula. Once you remember that formula, you can solve the numericals. So friends, don't forget to subscribe Banker Zone. Thank you friends.